Hi everyone, today I have an awesome glute workout for you. It's so targeted, it's so intense, I love it. It's called back dancing. It's truly one of my favorite glute exercises. It really gets underneath your glutes. You don't need any equipment, just yourself and a mat. Let's get into it. We'll start with a little stretch just to lengthen out through your body. So let's bring that left hand down and reach up and over. And then we'll bring the right hand up and over. Amazing. And let's come into a quick little butterfly stretch. I think it feels good to just kind of open up through those hips before we get started. Lift up and just kind of lean forward, getting into those hips here. All right, let's get into it. So you're gonna meet me with your feet hip-width distance apart. They're flat on the floor, and then we're gonna lay on down to our back here. Our back is flat on the floor. Arms can be by your side. I'm just gonna start with them here on my hips so you can really see. So, your feet are flat on the floor. Your hands are here on your hips. Take a deep breath in to inhale. Exhale, pull that belly button in towards your spine. And then I want you to tuck your pelvis under. You're tucking your hips under so deeply that your seat floats off of the floor. So that's why I wanted my hands here so you could see this. So my lower ribs are still on the floor, but it's just my seat here that's floating off of the floor, and I have such a deep pelvic tuck here. All right, I'm gonna bring my hands by my side now. You're gonna lift your left leg up, shooting straight up towards the ceiling. And we're just gonna start with little squeezes of that right glute and tucking under. So you're just gonna tuck and tuck. So I'm just squeezing this right glute so deeply. Tuck and tuck. Inhale, exhale. I'm engaging my core and I'm just doing these little tucks. And every time I'm tucking, I'm really squeezing that right glute. So the right leg is your working leg. Arms are long by your side, shoulders are down, and your rib cage is knit. 4, 3, 2, here we go. We're going to tuck, tuck, squeeze. Tuck, tuck, squeeze. We're just kind of tilting that pelvis up twice and then squeezing. Tuck, tuck, squeeze. Tuck, tuck, squeeze that right glute. 2 more. Last one. Holding it here. I'm going to lift my toes off of the floor, my right toes, and I'm digging that right heel into the floor. And still, just my seat is off of the floor. So here we go. We're gonna start those little tucks again. Just tuck and tuck. Squeeze and squeeze. It's so tiny, you can barely see it, but you can really feel it. I'm digging my right heel into the floor. 4, 3, 2, here we go. I'm going to tuck, tuck, squeeze. Tuck, tuck, squeezing that right glute. Really starting to feel it now. It's so deep because I have such a deep tuck here. I can barely move my glutes off of the floor, but I can so deeply feel it. 2 more. Tuck, tuck, squeeze. Tuck, tuck, hold. All right, I'm going to bring that foot, those toes down, and you can come down quickly just to readjust. I'm gonna bring the ball of my foot, my toes onto the floor. I'm in a releve. Again, just the glutes are off of the floor. Just tuck and tuck. Really pressing the ball of my foot and my toes into the floor. Squeeze and squeeze. Whoo, really feeling it now. And you can really feel it in your inner thighs as well. 4, 3, 2, hold it here. Now you're gonna open up your left leg just an inch and then bring it right back in. Open and close. Just holding this right leg, it's stabilizing you, holding it still. 2 more. Last one, hold it here. Now you're gonna bring your left knee to touch your right knee. Your legs are zipped together, squeezing those inner thighs in and in. Squeeze and squeeze, and little tucks under. Tuck and tuck. 4, 3, 2, and come on down. Oh my goodness, that is so hard. It's so freaking tiny. I know that the form is so precise. You'll bring your right foot on top of your left knee. And let's take a little figure 4 stretch so you can stretch through that right glute. I know I was being like very precise about it. You can only float those glutes off of the floor, but you really don't need to do more. You're tucked under so deeply. It's just your seat that's floating off of the floor. And it is so intense, I promise. All right, I'm gonna just open up. You can open up through your hips here, rock side to side. And then we'll get into it on the other side. So our feet are hip width distance apart, flat on the floor. I have my hands on my hips here so you can really see this whole tucking of the pelvis situation. Take a deep inhale to prepare. Exhale, pull that belly button down towards your spine. And then you're gonna tuck your pelvis under so deeply that just your seat, you can see just my glutes are floating off of the floor, but my lower ribs are still on the mat. All right, so tucking these hips under, squeezing my glutes. I am going to lift the right leg up this time, shooting it long up towards the ceiling. And we're gonna start with just little tucks, under and under. So I'm just tucking these hips, under and under, tucking deeper and deeper. And again, just my seat is floating off of the floor and I'm just tucking those hips deeper and deeper. 4, 3, 2, here we go. I'm going to tuck, tuck, and then squeeze this left glute. Tuck, tuck, squeeze. And I'm pressing my left foot so firmly into the floor. My belly button is pulled in, my rib cage is knit. Tuck, tuck, squeeze. Tuck, tuck, squeeze that left glute. 2 more. Last one. Now I am going to flex my foot, toes are off of the floor, digging my heel into the ground. It's just tuck and tuck. Squeeze and squeeze. So we're gonna do the same set we just did, but just with that heel digging into the floor, toes are off of the floor. It's so deep, you're really feeling it now. Digging that heel under. Here we go. Now we're gonna tuck, tuck, squeeze. Tuck, tuck, squeeze that left glute. Tuck, tuck, squeeze. Like kind of just tilting your pelvis up and squeezing. Tuck, tuck, squeeze. 2 more. Last one. All right, we're gonna bring those toes down and now we're gonna come up onto your toes. You can come down a little bit just to readjust so you feel comfortable here. Toes are digging into the floor, heel is lifted, releve here. Just tuck and tuck. Still just your seat, just your glutes floating off of the floor. Just tucking under and under. Whew, really feeling it lighting up that left inner thigh as well. Tuck and tuck. 2 more. Last one. Holding in here. We're gonna bring that right foot out an inch and then squeeze it in an inch. Out, squeeze it in. You're really also trying to keep those hips squared. This left leg is working so much because it's stabilizing your body with this little movement. 2 more. Last one. Whew. Now we're gonna kiss those knees so that right knee is touching your left knee and just squeeze those inner thighs together. All right, now let's start to do little tucks. Tuck and tuck. Your inner thighs are squeezing together. Whew, really feeling this left glute on fire. You've got it. Tuck it under. We've got 4, 3, 2, and come on down. Whew. That one is so deep. It's so tiny, you're just lifting your glutes off of the floor, but you're tucked under so deeply and you keep just digging into that tuck that it, whew, you really feel it. All right, we're bringing that left foot onto your right knee. Take a nice figure 4 stretch to really stretch through that glute that you just worked. And you are done. We're just gonna take a few little stretches and that is it. Just stretching through all that tension, all that work that you just did. Inhale, exhale, letting it go. I really love those. I love back dancing. I love bridges. I just think they're so good at getting underneath your glute. Let's switch sides here. We're gonna bring that right foot onto your left knee, stretching through this side again. And I love pairing these kinds of exercises where you really get underneath the glute with an outer thigh one, because it's really nice to get so deep underneath your glute and then do kind of that outer thigh and outer glute to just tone that whole area. I'll link one of my favorites in the caption so you can put them together if you like. Maybe also an ab set so you can get a really full lower body workout. That'll be awesome. I'll put that all in the caption. Okay, let's take a nice little happy baby stretch here. Flexing your feet, grabbing them here. Whew, keeping your lower back on the floor and just opening up, pulling those feet down. This feels so good through those hips. You can rock side to side, just massaging through your back. And then we'll bring the soles of your feet together and just bring that down to the floor. Letting that feel so good, opening up through those hip flexors. Great work, everyone. I'm telling you, that whole set is no joke, and it's so cool that it's so small that you don't need any equipment. Okay, we'll bring those knees in towards your chest. Take a few little rock and rolls here. And we'll finish with a nice little deep breath to seal it all in. All right, let's take a deep inhale, reach your arms up overhead. And then exhale, bringing your hands down through center. Great work, everyone. I hope your glutes are on fire. Get some water, get some rest, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.